Here we go. Saturday morning. Let's begin on our backs. We're just going to go into a very basic Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet come together, the knees flop apart, and your inner thighs drop open. And you want to feel your feet press together and have your palms open. So the Wi-Fi here has been a little, for some reason something happens. I always come back. So just you regroup, you always go to a down dog. Okay, good morning, good to see you.
Hi.
Hi, I posted a playlist for those that are just joining, welcome. And it's in Spotify. And start on your backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. My soles of the feet come together, inner thighs drop open. And just close your eyes for a few moments and allow your body just to drop into the practice. Just regular breaths. Feel the air pass through the back of your throat. And I know when I'm in this position, I really focus just on grounding myself. Well, I focus on that the entire practice, but feel your low back and really feel it lengthen into the mat and feel your shoulder blades broaden across the ground. And then just find your neck and your throat as it opens. And your body can kind of just absorb a moment of stillness, which is hard for a lot of us. Good. Make a mountain with your legs. The feet come about hips width distance. Go ahead and slide your left leg straight back and draw your right knee to your chest. Just a basic knee to chest. Soften the shoulders down the back and just pause. Good. Keep your right leg where it is and just reach your arms forward towards the skinny edge of your mat. So your right leg just stays where it is and your arms kind of reach like a Pilates roll up, and then draw the shoulders up off the floor. So when you lift, try not to lift with your neck, lift with your upper sternum and draw your navel in as you reach your arms forward. So if this is enough for you this morning, you feel like you're grounded, you're just working in an isometric way, you just pause here. If you think you'd like a little more, keep reaching forward, let your left calf float. Right, and this can always be done with a bent leg, just so you know. So if you need a little more support. Right leg is bent to a 90-degree angle, arms are reaching forward, neck is long, gaze is looking towards the ceiling, and just holding a few cycles of breath. Keep the lift of the lower belly, extend your right leg straight up. So now your legs are kind of in a split. There's a scissoring of your inner thighs together. Your right heel, your right knee, your right hip are all stacked nicely. You keep drawing forward. Reach a little more. Scoop out your lower belly and find some more space. Good. Let your left calf relax. Grab behind the meaty part of your right thigh with your hands. Let your shoulders go and let your leg fall into your hands. So you're getting a little bit of a different hamstring release. So just let your leg fall into your clasped hands and feel your low back really grounded on the mat. This is how you should be in a standing leg raise where your pelvis is neutral. Flex both your feet a lot. Let your shoulders draw down your back and support with your abdominal wall. Then from here, just let your right leg fall to the ground. Keep the right leg long and strong. Just draw your left knee in. Just give it a little squeeze. Soften the shoulders down the back and just feel that. Then keeping that leg where it is, just draw your arms forward. Lift from your upper shoulder blades. Draw and scoop out your belly. Keep your right calf down. If you feel like this is a good spot to be, this is perfect. If you like more, float the right calf a little from the ground. Keep drawing forward though. And when you lift, lift with your upper chest, scoop out your belly. Breathe, more breath. Flex both your toes really strong. Keep the right leg engaged and extend your left leg up. Scissor the inner thighs. Heel, knee, thigh bone, and hip all aligned. Reach forward a little more. Scoop out the lower belly a little bit more. Let the right calf just relax. Grab behind the meaty part of your thigh. And rather than pulling your leg towards you this morning, Let your thigh fall into your hands so your arms go super straight. And you feel your low back kind of melt into the ground and your pelvis neutralize. Keep flexing your right foot, your right calf. Let the foot fall back a little more without the shoulders lifting. Let the leg just fall to the ground. Just let it go. So we just got it 2 inches taller. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a big squeeze. Rock and roll a few times. Just get some momentum this morning. And as you press up, you're going to come to the top of the mat in a squat. So if it's not the most graceful transition, you do your best. Now with squat pose, remember your feet, for me, need to turn out. It's the only way. And my feet are super wide. So if you're really narrow in your squat, it's going to be hard to find. A block underneath your tailbone is a great way to find this, to open up the hips. Lengthen your tailbone. Use the back of your triceps, wherever you are in the squat, to press your inner thighs open. And then just drop down. So this is your neutral spine, your neutral pelvis, your neutral tailbone, everything just dropping and finding a connection here. Sit up a little taller. Good. So from here, you're going to come up into a bear squat. Your arms are going to rest on the tops of the thighs. Your feet are going to pivot forward now. So they're lining up with the outer edges of the mat. And you want to practice moving your weight into your heels, moving your seat back, moving your thighs back, and then create a little up dog in your chest as your arms just rest on the top of the thighs. Draw the belly and draw the waist and let the ribs kind of coil in a little, and just keep your dristi forward. Hold. So think about your outer hips, hug them in. Yeah, move more energy. Let it run back into your heels a little bit more. Stay with this. Focus on your breath. Notice how the weight wants to shift forward. Move the weight back into your heels. Stay here. So as you fold over your legs this morning, keep your feet the width of the mat. As you straighten your legs, your hands are going to come to the ground. You're going to cup your fingertips out underneath your shoulders. You're going to begin to walk your hands more forward. And they're going to fold like this. So the feet are wide and the hands are cupped. Let me just show you an alternative. If the back is very sensitive, you can elevate the hands onto blocks. Let the head go. So you're kind of creating these wide tented arms. Scoop out the core. Yeah. Cup the fingertips out in front of you, move your weight forward, and then let your stomach fall over the front of your thighs. Your weight comes forward into the fronts of your feet, not so much so that you're going to tumble. You got to find that sweet spot. Broaden the sides of your body, and your knees can have as much bend as you need. Drape down a little bit more. Stay with it. Let the head go. Let your eyes start to focus on something. Feel the outer blades of your feet as they press down, shift a little bit more weight forward. Cup the fingertips a little bit more and fire up your arms. Good. Walk the hands directly underneath your shoulders. Yeah. And then just step to a dog. Step back to a downward facing dog. Your feet are about hips width distance this morning, guys. Your hands are the width of the mat, most likely. Your index fingers are forward. The creases of your wrists are forward. It's really good to get in the habit of constantly checking out your alignment. Right. And then your head hangs soft and you pick a spot to focus on if you can. There's a broadening of your upper shoulders and a plugging down. Good. Soften behind your knees a little bit this morning if you need a little bit of TLC, as I like to call it. Activate your arms and your legs, but don't make this too complicated. The less you think, the better off you are. Create a little bit more lift of your hips up off your shoulders, and then in one motion, roll forward to a plank. Realign yourself if you feel like it was a little off. Yes. Stack your body nicely so your shoulders are over your elbows, elbows are over wrists. Know the modification, so drop your knees if you need support. Feel pulling a part of your shoulder blades. Yes. Your dristi moves a little forward. Your weight moves a little bit more forward, and you begin the art of hugging into center line of body. And then come to the breath. Let it kind of free flow through the back of your throat. It's almost cool if you close your eyes for a second, you envision your breath kind of moving up and back. Stay with it. We're still in plank. Contract the thigh bones, pull your hip points up just a tiny bit and hold. Down dog, hips float back. Your hands and feet have found their place. Good. Roll forward to plank. Let the crown of the head pull forward. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. If you feel like you can't support chaturanga this morning, please drop your knees and support there. Pull yourself through an up dog or baby cobra or skip altogether. Point your toes a lot to the tops of the feet press. Downward facing dog, hips press back. So from your downward facing dog, glide your right foot forward, get it all the way forward and through, drop your knee so it's on an angle. Yeah, drop it so it's on an angle, and then sweep your arms up. Arms go straight up. I do this with my toes curled into the mat, but you can do it with the top of the foot down, wherever you feel like you've got more support. Just breathe for a second. So we're gonna move a little quicker in a second, but just find your balancing, your breath, your focus, your determination. Bring your hands to the floor, curl the back toes into the mat, press into the ground. Hug your right knee to your navel. Yeah, so your right knee draws in this plank, and then from your hips up and back, just slide your right foot back to a down dog. So just from your hips, lift your hips up and slide your right foot right back to a down dog. So just kind of moving in slow motion. We'll do it again. Glide your left foot forward and through. Drop your back knee. Sweep your arms up, crescent lunge with the back knee down, please. There'll be opportunity to grow this. Yeah. Just take a second, find your alignment, find your breath. Make sure your left foot is in the right spot, right? So it's not moving forward. You've got a nice 90-degree angle. Hands come down, so do this slow. Back leg strong, arms engaged. You're going into a plank with your knee to your chest. Yeah, so draw in here, and as your hips lift with your knee to your chest, your left leg just slides back to a dog. From your down dog, glide your right foot forward, drop your knee. We're gonna do a few times. Sweep your arms up, just a little different warm up. Hands come down, we'll do it slow. Hug the knee in, you're in plank with your right knee drawing in. Firm up your outer arms. Yeah, move your hips up and back, and then straighten your right foot back down to a down dog. Glide your left foot forward and through. Drop your knee, sweep your arms up. Hands come to frame your front foot. Back leg engages. Press down, hug the left knee in. You're in a plank with your left knee in. Start to move your hips up and back with the left leg in, and then slide it back to a dog. Right foot forward, drop the knee. Supported lunge. Hands come down. Firm up your arms, back leg strong, right knee in. Hips up and back, slide the right foot back, dog. Left foot immediately steps forward, drop the back knee, sweep the arms up, crescent lunge with the back knee down. Hands come down to frame your front foot, back leg strong. Hug the knee in, so it's a deliberate movement. Move the hips up and back. Land the left foot, downward facing dog. Now roll forward to plank. Yeah. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Keep your weight forward, your gaze a little forward. Pull your heart and your chest through for an up dog. Press to the tops of the feet, activate your arms. Downward facing dog from your hips, up and back. Glide your right foot forward for a low lunge. Drop the knee, sweep the arms up. Good, see how my back left thigh is on an angle? So what I want you to do right now is pull the leg straight up and down. So you're gonna have less of a bend of your front thigh, just a little difference. You're standing up tall. You can always pad underneath your left knee if you need to. Slide your right leg out in front of you. So now your right leg's gonna go strong and straight. Yeah. So I'm standing up on my left knee. My left toes are curled into the mat. My right leg is strong and it's flexed. My arms extend up. My waist is long. My gaze goes forward. Hold here. Actually, what I would like you to do is grab opposite elbows over the top of the head, broaden the shoulders and the chest, draw your waist up, look forward. Focus on your left thigh, squeeze it in like a lot, and then engage your right leg more. Good. From your elbows to your fingertips, straighten your arms. Reach up strong and straight. Now you're going to start to hinge forward at your waist. Reach out in front of you. Cup the fingertips and reach for your fingertips forward. So your arms are cupped, your leg is strong. You can always slide blocks underneath your hands. Take your left hand directly underneath your left shoulder, right arm open into an easy twist with your right leg straight. A block underneath your left hand is great. Scissor the two shoulders on top of one another. Spread the collarbone, look up. Flex your right foot a lot. Hug your right hip under you. This is great for your IT band. Move your eyes to the floor. Take both hands down. Rebend the front thigh. Like you started, the leg is now back on an angle. Curl the toes into the mat. You're in a low lunge. Yes. Squeeze the hips together. Good. Right from here, you're going to bring your arms out like airplane wings. If you have the space, that's great. If not, cactus the arms and create this type of shape in your upper body. Grip the outer hips in. If you have your arms out like a capital letter T, that's great. Now, squeeze the legs super tight. From your waist, lift out and up. High lunge, crescent lunge. Sit deep into your front thigh, guys. Activate your back leg. Take your waist, lift it up. Look up with your eyes. And then rather than dropping your head, neck back, look up with your chest and your heart. Yeah. More breath. Hands come to frame your front foot. Step to a dog. Just slide the foot right back, down dog. Glide your left foot forward and through. Drop your knee, low lunge, sweep your arms up. So like we just did before, you're going to pull out of your right thigh and you're going to pull it so you're less of a bend in your front leg. Good. And then you're going to slide your leg forward and through. So now you're standing up on your right thigh, your right knee, and your left leg is straight. And it's like when you really slow this process down, you realize how hard it is to hold these positions. Opposite elbows over the top of your head. If you can't remember, make it up. Do the opposite. Yeah, like a picture frame. Focus on the side of your body. I know I feel this a lot in my right thigh. So squeeze that like crazy and then lift from your waist. Nice work. From your elbows to your fingertips, just straighten your arms. Keep everything in the lower half of the body. Just start to hinge out in front of you. So your waist stays really long. Turn the hands down, cup the fingertips, and reach out in front of you. So it's like an exaggerated stretch. Slide blocks underneath your hands if it's too much. Yeah, you can always pat underneath your right knee. Scoop out your belly a little. See if you can find a little bit more space. Yes. Slide the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Right hand's going to tent, left arm's going to open. Slide a block underneath your right hand if you feel a little stuck up here. Yeah, left hand can always be on the flat part of your back. Do less and have a better experience sometimes. Scissor the inner thighs together. Activate your left leg. Look up with your eyes. Now begin to look down. Take both hands down, rebend the front thigh, create a 90-degree angle, you're back where you started. Integrate your back knee if you can up off the ground. Scissor the legs. You're in a low lunge and you're just hovering for a second. Scissor that left hip underneath you. Reach your arms out like a set of airplane wings, wide out or cactus. There's a squeezing in of your inner thighs. And then from your waist, sweep out and up. High lunge, crescent lunge. Hip points move forward, eyes look up a little. Sit deep into your front thigh. Feel the weight in your heel. Good. Hands come down to frame your front foot. You're going to step right back to a dog. Good. From your down dog, look forward, lean onto your right hand, find a Vashisthasana side plank, just basic form. Drop your bottom knee if you need to. Right hand is down, stack your left hip on top, slide the left arm up, and then move your eyes and look up. Spark up your toes, lift from your waist. Look down, find a plank, and pause in plank. You have a choice. You can just hold plank, or you can bend your elbows to a chaturanga and hold there. You can also drop your knees. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Let's go right to the other side. Lean onto the left hand and roll. Drop your bottom knee. Stack the two arms, broaden the shoulder blades, look up, spark up your toes. Lift from your bottom hip. Eyes move down, plank position. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Pull yourself through an up dog. Point your toes a lot, pause. This is optional. Recurl the toes, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle, warrior one. Just sweep your arms out and up and come up the best that you can. If you're nursing an injury and you can't have the back foot down, drop your back knee or be in a crescent. Right hip back, left rib steer forward, arms energetically reach up. Hands come down to frame your front foot. You move through a vinyasa this morning if you care to. Upward facing is a back bend and a new breath. Good, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle. If you're taking warrior one, that's where you're going. Sweep your arms out and up. Left hip back, right thigh and ribs have to steer forward a little. Yeah. Hands come down to frame your front foot. You can always just step back to a dog or go right to a vinyasa. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing, hips press back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a loud breath out through your mouth. Just try that for a second. Yeah, and then seal your lips and begin to come back to your ujjayi. Look to the top of the mat. You can step, you can float your feet through to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair, weight moves into your heels. Good, your seat moves back. Yeah, like we did in that squat pose, the same pose. Yeah, just your legs are closer together. Yeah, sit a little deeper. Nice, Kristen, looks really good. Feel the weight in your heels and then press up to stand, drag your hands to prayer. Stand up tall, drop your arms, take a breath. You should have some sensation in your body of excitement. Yes, sweep your arms straight up. Sit back into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Good. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. So this morning's practice is option to add crow. Plant your palms, split your knees apart, and place them high on your upper armpits. You're going to float one foot, maybe the other foot up off the ground. If crow is not in your practice, you can separate and take squat pose or just hover. Round your spine, draw your navel in. And then if you like, you can step or you can float through a vinyasa. We meet back in a downward facing dog. And then from our down dog, land your right foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle, warrior one. Good, hands come down to frame your front foot via vinyasa or not. It's up to you. Up dog. Downward facing dog, left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle, warrior one. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Plank position, bend your elbows in half. Upward facing pulls you through. Open up your heart and your chest. Downward facing dog, be still. Let your head go. Plug down into the mat. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand. Drag it to heart. Drop your arms. Here we go. Stretch the arms straight up. Lower your seat again into chair. So as you fold forward, you're folding slowly over bent legs, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You notice that your feet stay together, so nothing changes for your crow. You just kind of bend your knees apart, take your knees apart, place them high into the upper armpits. This is a good place to stay if you're just working on kind of like the next thing. So you're hovering. Rounding your spine, drawing your navel in. Yeah. Really nice, Julie. Step or float through a vinyasa. If you're up in a handstand, you get back safely. I can't see all the body parts. Yes. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Downward facing dog back. Right foot forward, back foot on an angle. Warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot. Vinyasa. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle. Warrior one. Hands to the floor, plank. Bend your elbows if you're taking that push up. Upward facing dog, fire up your thighs. Hips up and back, downward facing dog, let your head go. Good, look where you wanna go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair. Move the weight into your heels. You should be getting warm now. Press up to stand. Drag it to heart. Drop your arms. Here we go. Stretch the arms straight up. Sit again into chair. Each time, hopefully sitting a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Set up for one more crow here if it's in your practice. Squat pose can't hurt. Open up your hips a little more. When you're ready, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Downward facing dog back. Right foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. Hands come down, vinyasa or right to a dog. Left foot forward, back foot on an angle. Slow it down, guys. Warrior one. Nice work. Hands come down to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Upward facing dog drags you through. Downward facing dog presses you back. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle, warrior one. Yeah, focus on the strength of your back leg. Sit deep into your front thigh, not into the knee. Steer your right hip under you. Yeah. Drop your arms like a set of airplane wings. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale the breath, lift the heart and the chest. Your hands may slide down the back of the thigh a little, but keep bending into your front thigh. You can come forward into a humble warrior. You can do this with the back knee down. Humble warrior. Wrap your right hip underneath you. Keep turning the left side of your body to the front edge of your mat. Yeah, we don't want to open our hips here. So humble warrior is hips are forward as best that you can. Right shoulder may snuggle the inside of the right leg, but not at the cost of the right leg winging out. So grip the hips underneath you. Feel your feet ground you on the floor. Connect to your breath. Let your head go if you can. Good. Start to bring your torso just up halfway. So now you're hovering over your front thigh. Let go of your hands behind your back so it's like a set of airplane wings. Slide your left hand to your hip. Your left hand comes to your hip, just be here. Slide your right arm all the way forward, like you're reaching for something. Keep gripping your right hip underneath you. Reach forward enough that you're gonna move forward into a half moon. So your block moves out in front of you. Your left hand is on your hip to get you set up. Your right foot is forward. Left arm then can extend up towards the sky. So it's a slow movement. Play with where the block needs to be for you. You want to have space from your right hip to your armpit. So if the block's a little too close to your right foot, it's going to be hard to capture that. Same if it's a little further away, too far away. Stack the two shoulders, lift from your inner thigh, spark up your left toes a lot. Turn your bottom right ribs up. And I always say, in any of these balancing poses, be prepared to fall. Yeah. You want to add Shavasana because you feel like it's something you need. You bend your top leg, reach around and grab your foot. The kick goes directly behind you. That's the back bend. If you fall, join us again. Release any binds that maybe you took on. Regular half moon is where we're all going to meet. Okay? The transitions are slow and very important. Look down, square your hips and bring your left hand to the floor. Good. So now you're going to slide your feet together at the top of the mat and sit into a chair. Sit deep into your chair, drag your hands to a prayer. Inhale your breath, hook the elbow and turn to the right. Weight goes into your heels. Open up your arms if you want a little more. You guys look great. Really nice, Jody. Weight in your heels. Keep moving that energy back. Twist from your upper ribs and then move your eyes up if you can. Stay strong and stay grounded here. Keep bending into your legs. Don't let that move at all. Pull back around to a chair. Look forward. Keep your arms up really strong and straight. You're going to focus on your left leg here because that's going to be the leg you're balancing on. As you press to stand, float your right foot up off the floor so your right leg comes to a 90-degree angle. So if you got lost, standing on your left leg, your right leg is bent in half, your arms are reaching up. Good. So take your left hand to your hip, reach down, grab your big toe. So this may be where you stay today, or you may opt to just have the hand on the front of the knee. That's fine. If you want more, hinge your right leg forward, but like we did on our backs just before, draw the shoulder down the back, lengthen your tailbone and your waist, and work on your alignment. Slide your left arm back up if you want more. Let your right shoulder draw down your back. Squeeze your left thigh bone back. Grip your left hip underneath you. Yeah. Stay with it. Keep your gaze. Don't let that go. Just switch the grip. Hand's going to go the outside of the leg. Outside of the thigh, outside of the foot. Right arm's going to peel back. Hand can also move to the flat part of your back. Stand up a little taller. Reach straight back with your right arm. Nature here is that our weight wants to move forward. Stand up a little taller in your body. Keep the legs strong and forward. Move your eyes back to the front edge of your mat. Bring both arms up and keep your leg up. If you need to bend your leg, that's fine. Lift from your inner thigh. Lift. Keep reaching your arms back. Float your right foot back. Warrior one on the other side. Warrior one on the other side. Again, it may take a second to find it. Make sure it's the right positioning with your feet. Drop your arms by your side body. Pause. Interlace opposite hands behind your back. Let your hands slide down the back of the thigh, broaden the shoulders and the chest. Scissor the hips in. Exhale, fold. So remember, it's really easy for my left hip to want to stick out, right? So hug it underneath you and work a little tighter in the pose. Right, really nice. And then let your head go if you can, and then your hands, if you're going deeper, your hands are going to drop down. Keep focusing on that back leg. It's strong, it's grounding you. The thigh bone is engaged, the foot is pressing down, and your right waist is turning forward. Allow yourself to just feel this. Keep the lower half of the body in its position. Just bring your chest up a couple inches. So now you're hovering. Keep swinging your left hip back. Let go of the clasped hands. So your arms like airplane arms reaching back, and they're pretty firm. Right hand's going to come to your hip. Left arm's going to slide out in front of you. Just do that much. You really find a nice strong extension. Left foot is forward, hip is gripping in. Reach for a block, and as gracefully as you can. This is the beauty of being home in your house. Gracefully move into your half moon. And if it's not so graceful, that's okay too. Right hand starts on your hip, and then you lift from your inner thigh, you start to open. Spark up your right toes. Turn your bottom ribs and then move your eyes up. If you want to add the bind, you can. Reach back. The foot should kind of reach kind of naturally into your right hand, and the kick goes behind you. You want to keep that foot kind of low. Stay with it. If you took some sort of fancy bind, release into a regular half moon. Eyes start to move to the floor. Right hand comes down, hips square. Slide your feet together, get them together, get yourself together, and then sit into chair. Nice. Sit deep into chair. You got it, Tracy. Move your weight all the way back into your heels. Slide the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and turn to the left. Nice work. So Nancy, take your top hand like I'm doing, place it on the flat part of your back. Yeah, give yourself like kind of a manual adjustment. Turn your left shoulder open, look up, and keep your hand here. Make sure that this part of your back is completely level. And then move the weight back into your heels. It's a really good assist for yourself. Let that left shoulder draw back. And then for the last breath or two, maybe you can reach your left arm straight up, or maybe it has to come into a prayer. You might find a little bit more opening. Nice work, guys. Bend deep into your legs, pull around to a chair pose, look forward. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot here too, so just hang with it. Focus strongly on your right leg. Keep your arms lifted. Press up slow. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Yeah, so if you've got lost, right leg strong, left leg bent, arms reach up. This may be where you stay. Take your right hand to your hip, reach down with your left middle and index finger, grab the big toe. This may be your spot. You may have your hand on the front of your knee. Extend your leg forward and through. Standing right leg is strong. Left leg may have a deep or a significant bend. Right arm extends up. Just like you did on your back in the early part of the practice, try and replicate that feeling. Lower back long as if you were laying on the ground. Inner thighs scissoring together. Left shoulder drawing back. Right thigh and right arm kind of leading the party with the strength. Keep the leg where it is. Switch the grip. Leg can stay straight or it can bend. Left arm reaches straight back. Your eyes move back. And if you fall, welcome to yoga. The nature is that we want to lean forward. So lean back a little more. Get out of your lower back. Good. Keep the lift of the leg. Just move your eyes forward. Don't let the leg fall. Bring your arms up. Bring your arms up. Lift your inner thigh. Lift up a little higher. You're going to slide your left foot back now, about a 3-foot stance. Walk your right foot over to the right. So it's like a short warrior one. Yeah, your arms lift long. Get your feet set up here. Right hand on your hip. Left arm reaches out in front of you. You're going to place your hand on the front of your shin. Yeah, or reach for a block. We're setting up for twisting triangle, my friends. Use a block underneath your left hand. Right hand back on the flat part of your back. Steer your hips back and then spiral the two arms on top of one another. You're right. Yeah, if you feel like your right arm is like kind of stuck like glue, just have it like I just told Nancy on her lower back, and that any of these twists, having your hand on your low back is a good place to be because it's controlled. Really focus on the back leg here if you can. Yeah. Couple more, stay with it. They say it's good for you. They, in quotes. Your eyes are gonna come down, look to the floor, take both hands down. And like we started earlier, you're gonna tense your fingertips out in front of you and fold over your right leg. So you're gonna cup your hands and reach really far. So kind of an exaggerated Parsvottanasana. Notice that your back leg wants to lift. So move some more weight and energy through that back leg. And you may need to bend your front knee a little. Cup your hands, scoop out your armpits in a sense, scoop out your lower belly and fold. Neutralize your pelvis. Shift a little bit more weight into your front foot. Good. Look forward. Take the hands directly to the floor to line up with your right toes. Walk your right foot to the center. Land your left foot to meet it. Hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Come the rest of the way up. Just stand up tall. Just breathe for a second in an upright position. Yeah. Good. Step your right foot back about 3 feet. Just step it back. Stretch your arms straight up. Yeah. Focus on the strength of your back leg. Take your left hand on your hip, slide your right arm out in front of you, come halfway down, pause. This is also a good place to be if you feel like something's going on in your low back. Use a block, twisting triangle. Here we go. So I think when I first started really doing this posture, I felt so much in my front leg. And now over time, you realize how much strength your back leg has to have in order to balance you out. So focus on that back leg and then see if you can move your energy, your hips back. Your waist can get a little longer. You got more breathing room. Looks beautiful. Look up. A few more. Pay attention to your right shoulder, that it's not turning in and all the weight is dumping into it. Lengthen like you'd be in side plank. 2 more breaths. Look down, bring your eyes to the floor. Keep your legs exactly where you are. Fold over your front leg, but cup the fingertips and reach them out. It's like a wide V, let the head go. Focus on the right foot, the right quadricep. Squeeze those muscles tight and then fold. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. This time you get to step back to a dog. Just step right back. When you get to your down dog, roll forward to a plank. Stack your body nicely. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Drag yourself to an up dog. Point your toes. If you want to, you can press back through a chaturanga. Straighten your arms to a plank. Take a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, land your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Have your blocks at the top of the mat. Crescent lunge on the right side. Come on up. Doing great, guys. Stick with it. You're almost done. Arms reach up big. Hands come to prayer at heart center. You can always drop your back knee. Inhale your breath. Lean out about an inch or two and then hook the elbow and twist. Yeah. Scissor the inner thighs together. I actually want to try something today. Rather than opening your arms straight up and down this way, take your right arm and just reach it back. And then use your left elbow to kind of encourage that leg to not wing out. And then twist from your ribs. And rather than looking all the way back at your right hand, just look sideways. Stay here, a few more breaths. Feel the weight in your right heel, squeeze the legs together. Good, bring the right hand, if you reach back towards your left heel, bring it back to a prayer. Good, move your eyes down, place both hands to the floor and pause. We're gonna move into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. So if revolved Ardha is problematic, take 2 blocks, move your weight forward, pop up your back leg, you're in an amended warrior 3. If you're in your bathroom, you could use a countertop to help balance you out. Left hand's gonna stay directly down underneath your shoulder. I like a block to help me get out of my shoulder blade. Right hand's gonna come to the flat part of the back. Lift the torso, yeah. Stack the 2 shoulders on top of one another if you'd like to move on, or just stay real basic. Keep lifting from your inner thigh. If you'd like to bend the left leg today, create a 90-degree angle. Do that. Lift from the thigh bone, don't open the hip. Reach back with the right hand and see if your foot and your hand make a marriage. Bend a little into your right leg and then squeeze your right hip underneath you. And then twist your bottom ribs and look up. Once again, if you're just in an amended warrior 3, you're still in it, stay with it. If you bound the back foot, release the foot, stack the 2 shoulders first. Then look down, place both hands to the floor. Everyone take a giant seamless step back into the low lunge. Drop your knee. Yeah. Slide your arms in between your right foot out in front of you. So it's like a lizard prep. So your arms are gonna go flat this time. So we've been practicing the cupped hands. This time I want you to get them flat. I want you to wrap your right leg in so it doesn't wing out. So it's kind of wrapping around the outside of your right shoulder blade. Yes. Now, keep sliding your hands forward. Pause, scoop out your belly. Yeah. If you want more, pop up the back knee. So if you notice, my arms are really activated. My palms are pressing firm. I'm running a lot of energy through my back leg, and I'm scooping out my belly a little. And then let your head go. 5 breaths. Notice if your right foot wants to wing out or your right thigh wants to drift. Hug it in. Start to walk your hands in. From here, dog, just step right back. Let your head go. If you feel like you need a vinyasa, take it. If not, I'm just gonna work from here. Yeah, slide your left foot forward into a lunge, integrate your legs, and come up crescent lunge. Sweep your arms out and up. Drop your back knee if you need to. Hands come to prayer, lean out a little bit, hook the elbow and twist. So your back right leg is like a plank. Scissor the hips together, feel the weight in your heel. And normally we open up our arms like this. We go straight up and down. Today, keep this hand bent and then slide your left arm back. See if you can get a little bit more. Notice that you want to look back, so just look sideways. Yeah. Take the round out of our back. And then use this right arm to kind of hug that hip in. You feel that? Breathe. Couple more. Bring the hands back to prayer, if you did that fancy version. Look down, take both hands to the floor and pause. Good. Once again, work from a warrior 3 using blocks. If that suits you the best, pop the back leg up and float forward. You only have one, place it in the center. The biggest thing here as far as alignment is just make sure your hips aren't opening. Everything is neutral. Right hand's gonna stay down, left palm's gonna come to the flat part of your back. You're working into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your back foot a lot, and then peel your left arm up. Use something to help you if you don't have the blocks. Bend your right knee in half, lift from the thigh bone, and then reach back, grab your ankle. Hips don't open, thigh bone stays down, there's a twist of your upper ribs. Stay with it. Release any binds that you have, my friends. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Slow transition, giant step back into a lunge. Drop your knee. Slide your hands in between your left foot. So your left thigh, your inner thigh is on the outside of your left arm. Start to reach your arms strongly out in front of you. Don't let that left leg wing out for today's practice. Hug it in tight. And then if you like, pop up your back knee, let the head go. Scoop out your belly. Yeah, there's a little round in your back, guys, so you could really get this. Send a lot of energy to your back leg. Breathe. Walk your hands directly underneath your shoulders. From here, step to a dog. Roll forward to a plank. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Pull yourself to a great yummy up dog if you're taking it. Take a downward facing dog, hips pressed back. Slide your right knee forward. Go into a half pigeon, guys. We need the release. So slide your right leg forward, half pigeon. Yeah. Just focus on your breath. Yeah. Smooth inhalation followed by smoother, more powerful exhalation. Downward facing dog. That's all you need to do. Left leg feeds forward, half pigeon on the other side. So less thinking, just go for it. Turn your chest towards the ground. Yeah. A little bit longer. So to get out this morning, what I want us to do is go into a forearm plank from the ground. So bring your forearms directly underneath you. Curl your right toes into the mat. Engage your core. Spread your palms wide. Slide your left foot back. You could drop your knees too for forearm plank, and you're going to get just as much. Broaden the upper shoulders. If you have an inversion in your practice that you'd like to go up right now, forearm stand, handstand, headstand, take the next five or six breaths. You can use the wall. You can go up into a handstand. If not, just stay here with me, 5 breaths. Lengthen your tailbone. Yes. If you went up, come out safely and in control. You'll come to a child's pose before you'll meet us where we're going next. Lower all the way to your belly into a Sphinx pose. Your forearms slide out in front of you just a tiny bit. Just pause for a second here. Your chest pulls through your body. Your palms press. It's almost like you're moving the mat. The tops of the feet press actively into the ground. So then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to slide our left arm forward, bring our forehead to the ground, and bend our right knee in. So our right leg's going to bend, our left arm is forward, our left leg is strong and straight. My right arm's going to reach back. I'm going to grab my right ankle. Take a giant breath in. It's an amended boat, so it's floor bow. You're going to kick your right foot into your right hand, and then your left arm and your left leg are going to lift. Watch that your right knee does not wing out. Feel your hip bones down and lengthen your whole body as you kick a little more power from your right thigh into your right hand. Release, let it go. Switch sides, right arm forward, left leg bends, reach back, grab your ankle, make sure the two thighs are lined up, kick the foot away from you first, and then slide your right arm and your right leg in opposite directions. Kick up, kick back. Exhale, let it go. Bring your forehead down, reach your arms back like airplane wings, bend your knees in, grab your feet from behind for floor bow. Two knees together, forehead down, take a giant breath in, lift up. So there's a couple different ways to take it. You can flex your feet and move your weight back. You can point your toes and rock your weight forward. Either way work. Squeeze the thighs together, though, lift from your chest and move your eyes up a little. Exhale, let it go. Press right to a child's pose. Your seat moves back, your arms move forward. Curl your toes into the mat. Final down dog for this morning. Lift your hips up high, fire up your arms. Look in between your hands. You can hop, you can skip, you're gonna float. Find your way onto your back. So you're gonna finish off with two final back bends on your back. So maybe restorative using a block, maybe full wheel. You're ready to just flip your palms and go for it, but your feet must be forward. If you're supporting with a block, lift your tailbone, slide a block, clasp your hands underneath your lower back. Pop open your chest. If you're going for a full wheel, flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest, take a giant breath in, exhale that breath and go on up. Nice, so try not to lift from your low back. You're just lifting from the space from your hamstrings to your tailbone. So you're not trying to jam your back up, right? Exhale your breath, come down, and we'll take one more. Flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest, take a giant breath in, exhale your breath, here we go, lift up. Wherever you're taking it today, maybe it's on a block. Nice, Kristen, turn your feet a little more forward, wrap your thighs underneath you. And then exhale your breath, tuck your chin, come out with control. Nice work. When you come all the way down, hug your knees to your chest, give a big squeeze in. And then take a happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Yeah. Pull your knees down around your rib cage. Lengthen your tailbone. And then release your legs out in front of you for Shavasana. Actually, if you have a bolster or something that you can, a pillow, you could set yourself up for more of a restorative Shavasana today. You could butterfly your feet, right? Take the block or the pillow going the whole length and then lay down. So you're creating a little back bend. And then you set yourself up here. You can have your feet butterflied or your legs straight out, but find some rest right now. Next minute or two, just chill. Just focus on your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale everything out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, just do that much. And then slide your arms up over the top of your head. Reach like you're just waking up. You need this to actually just wake up. Hug your knees to your chest, give a big squeeze in. And come up to a seat however you like, or if you prefer just to stay down this morning, you can. So as you sit up in this seat, head for a moment. Have a moment of gratitude for yourself. Thanks for joining me, guys. Really nice practice.